Welcome to the best of Not So PG.
I'm Brooke Blood, my pronouns are she and her.
I'm Matty Mills, my pronouns are he and him. And before we get started, we'd like to acknowledge the custodians of the land on which we record. For me, it's the Gadigal People of the Eora Nation.
And for me, it's the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. Every week we love coming on here and telling a yarn or two, and unsurprisingly, our love lives come up. But the great thing is about this pod is that Maddie and I are such great friends that you get a sneak peek into the conversations that best friends have, like this one.
Oh, I'm nervous.
I feel like I'm in a Maddie movie. Like, for me, with my other friends, I'm the movie star. So, like, everyone's like, okay. But with you, I feel like it's a Maddie movie and I'm just contributing.
No,
like,
don't.
I'm just like,
oh, my life.
I'm like the bridesmaid.
I'm in a Maddie movie. That is the funniest thing ever. Oh, my life.
But I love it because I'm so used to, I guess, like, the attention and the time, like, and I'm being the biggest driver and everything with my family, like, with my friendship group, like, with my relationships. So when I'm with you, I'm like, oh, my God, my attention just goes on to Maddie.
Aww. That's cute. Tell me about your...
I don't care about myself. I mean, I do, but, like, when I'm by myself. I'm so sad.
Oh, well, speaking of relationships, how's that going? How's your
babe,
boy?
It's at a halt at the moment. It's fine.
It's in a hole?
It's doing okay. It's at a halt.
Oh.
Like it's at a red light.
Okay.
That's it. We've just stopped. I don't know. I really can't comment on it because I haven't really spoken to him. But I mean, is the honeymoon over? Maybe.
Girl,
maybe.
You know what?
Whatever.
I applaud you for being able to, like, I don't know. I feel like you handle your feelings really well. And, like, you sort of process them in a way that I don't think I know how. Because, like, for me, like, recently I'm, like, obviously seeing this guy, but I'm very one-track minded, and I think that I just move very quickly. So, like, feelings bubble away, and then they just skyrocket till they overtake my heart, and then I'm like, in a bullet train, you know, on the way to love, and it's like,
hit
what?
With Cupid. He's been hit with Cupid, yeah.
So how do you keep it chill? How do you keep the feelings subdued? Because for me, it's very much like...
Well, my track
they just
history
come.
speaks for itself. Like, let's be honest. Let's take a little rewind and maybe we should do a compilation one day of the podcasts that we've recorded of all the guys that I've dated, and then the next week they're diffused.
Girl, I don't know about that. I think that's going to be bad for the mental health.
Yeah. But, like, for me, I'm like, oh, well, it was easy because it was like I wasn't as committed or I wasn't in that space. So I was like, okay, let's move on. Like, let's digress. And then, you know, like, no hard feelings. Like, let's move on.
I appreciate that.
It's called a roster.
Yes.
It's called a roster.
Okay.
It's like, you know what?
Got a white boy on my roster. He'd be feeding me pasta.
So a roster helps. Like, it just, I guess, if you're not really looking for commitment, whatever, I don't know what your situation is at the moment, but, like, it helps with the, you know, the attachment of feelings. I'm pretty overly attached at times because I get emotionally invested. Okay, I have this fucking weird, I have to tell you guys this. I'm a gift giver. Like, I just love, like, if someone says they want something, I'm
language.
like, oh, just give this. Like, it's fine. Money's not a thing in the way that I see it. Like, people see it as like, oh, why would you do that? Like, that's just a waste. And I'm like,
100%.
no, well, it made them feel special. Like, it's fine. And it's not like I'm made of money, but I'm like, it's an investment. Like, I'm like, whatever. And so the last couple of guys that I've dated where it's gone, like, a little bit, guys and girls, actually, where it's kind of escalated, and then before I got the ick, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking, I've bought them, like, $300 bed thread sheets.
Yes.
And then, like, one, like, a $300 toothbrush.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Oral-B. But, like, I feel like it's actually now a curse.
Ooh.
I don't think it's, like, something nice that I do. I think it scares them and it's a curse. And now I'm going to stop doing it because it's like a $300 gift. The only thing is I've just noticed a pattern and I'm like, actually, maybe that's, like, my problem. So
has it happened recently?
Yeah.
Okay. What did you do?
Yeah.
Can you tell me?
The toothbrush. I think like it's yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're buying your boyfriend a $300 toothbrush. I'm buying mine a $4.50 toothbrush from Coles. Girl, legit, like, he came over and I was like...
Do you want to leave a toothbrush?
No, I was literally like...
That's not a roster.
I got you a gift.
That is locked in and loaded.
I said I got you a gift, and he walked into the bathroom and it was literally like a Colgate toothbrush.
So I did the same thing, but instead it was a fucking $300, which is a $700 valued toothbrush, but I got it on sale. So it's like, but anyways, I just said the same thing. I was like, oh, I've got your gift, surprise, and then never saw them. Anyways, but going back to the roster.
Yes.
I mean, I always had this saying, right? If there's two things with dating, I feel like it's not exclusive until you have the conversation.
What about if you have the conversation when you're drunk?
No, it doesn't count.
Okay, good. Yep.
Yeah, but you have to address that.
Yes.
You could be like, okay, look, said some things when I was drunk. What is this? Are we nah, whatever.
Yeah.
Second thing, if they want to, they will.
Yeah.
That is it.
Yep.
Like, if they want to date you, if they want to be with you, if they want to communicate with you, etc., they will.
Okay.
That is it. Full stop. That is literally my thing, because I practice what I preach, and if I want something and I'm gonna do it, if I've said I'm gonna do it, I do it.
Yeah. Yep.
So I'm like, if they want to, they will. Like, that is it. Full stop. Nothing else. No buts. But like, no, fuck that.
Okay. Yep.
So for me, like, I used to have a roster, right? I used to have, like, as soon as one was like, what are you up to?
Yes.
And obviously since being in a relationship, the roster, like, you know when you get into a relationship and you start culling, you start cutting them?
No, I
one?
don't know this. I'm telling you right now, I've never really spoken to two guys at once. That is like the honest truth. I've never tried to be tuning more than one person.
It's a lot of admin. I'm going to say it's a lot of admin, and if you're busy, you're just not in it. But
have
like,
you ever sent it like a guy message with the wrong message to the wrong guy? Because
100%. I've said the wrong name whilst having sex. I've been that guy. Yeah, I know, because I was like such in my like my fuckboy era. I was literally in my F-boy era, and I was like not giving a shit because I didn't want the commitment. I was like, I'm easy. Like, this is go with the flow kind of thing. And the amount of guys that were like trying to wife the shit out of me. Yeah. And I was like, fuck off. Like, no. You've got to be in that energy. I mean, you're a one-track minded gal.
Yeah.
So I'm
and I need your advice because like...
Well, do you want to get feelings or not?
They're already there. They are already there, 100%. The feelings are there, right? And... So can I just say, I think the universe is telling me to slow down because I hardly get public transport, right? But there was a day last week where, like, I had to get public transport home from work. And
this is such a weird segue, but yes.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you why, okay? So the universe is telling me to slow down. Every single thing
and take a bus. Sorry. I'm dying.
God, I'm going somewhere with this conversation, I promise. Okay, so... From rosters to trains, right? Legit. Every single thing that I've been doing lately, there's been a delay. So I was delayed on the public transport. I was delayed on the flights. I've been delayed all this week. Is that the universe telling me to slow the fuck down? Or is that just public transport?
I think it's just public transport because it's been pretty shit here in Melbourne too.
Yes.
Like, no
For me,
offense,
it's been
love the people that work in public transport. You're doing the best, and I really appreciate you guys. So,
blah, blah, blah. No, I'm kidding.
World peace.
World peace. No, okay. So basically, I need advice about this whole roster thing. Okay, I'm very one-track minded. Met this guy ever since really, like, I would say, like maybe 5-6 weeks ago. I met him 2 months ago, but ever since 5-6 weeks ago, it's been one-track minded with this guy. I'm worried that, like, the feelings are so big so quickly.
But that's also okay because the thing is, right, you're scared because there's multiple reasons, obviously. Like, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but like the commitment part is the scary part.
Yes.
And the vulnerability part is the scary part.
Yeah.
So I personally feel like because there's sort of the unknown at the moment, because you're like, oh, where is it going? Like you want the outcome. Like you want to know what it is at the end of this.
Yeah.
Like I feel like you just got to go with the flow a little bit here because one, it's only been 2 months.
Yeah.
So don't be like a Brooke and just like go gun ho because you know what? It never fucking works.
Okay.
And
so I'm going to pull up
like,
the brakes a bit. No, I don't want to.
But the thing is you don't have to. Yeah. Like just go with the flow. And then it's either going to go genuinely in the right direction and you're both going to go together in, you know, in a very serendipitous sort of way.
Yes.
Or you're going to come to a halt where you're like, one of you is going to be like, okay,
it's
like
not the vibe.
I'm not feeling it.
Yeah.
And it's like, but just like take your time with it. Like you don't have to like call it. I know gay guys and gay girls like literally like move in next week, like U-hauls all the fucking time. Yeah. But if you want it to work long term, it's got to have foundations. It's got to have the building blocks. And I feel like take the time to build the blocks.
Yeah, well, at this point, it's sort of in the stages of staying over once a week, seeing each other twice a week.
There you go.
And sort of messaging every day and, like, throughout the day. But, like, is that a good place to be at this stage?
I think so. I think that's healthy. I think that's, like, reasonable. It's not, like, taking over your whole life. Like, yeah, you're constantly probably thinking about them. You got the little love flutters. But, like... But, like, fucking roll with it. I mean, I love, but I also love that it's, like, I don't know. I analyze shit so much in my life, like, in every aspect. And I think the thing that I fail at the most is, like, letting love just happen how it should.
Yeah.
I put too much emphasis on it. So if my personal advice to you from, like, my personal experiences are to, like, roll with it. And I feel like not a lot of people are, like, used to that. I mean, if you don't want to get so attached so quickly and so easily, you don't have to distract yourself with someone else.
No.
Because you obviously
it's too
love
late.
this person.
And it's also too late for that.
Yeah. Like, if you're really committed to them in a certain degree, then I feel like, another person is just not going to be healthy. And I don't think it's, like, really fair. And I think it wouldn't, both of you would just
And we've
get
also
hurt.
had the conversation around, like, we are, like, we haven't said exclusive, that those terms haven't come out, but it's been like, I'm not going to see anyone else. I'm not seeing anyone else. I'm not on apps. I'm not blah, blah, blah. You know, so we have had that conversation, but we, like, are very much aware that we're not boyfriends.
That's all right. Just
like,
roll with this, like,
roll with this phase for,
roll with it.
Yeah.
Unless it's making you feel really, really uncomfortable and you're like, fuck, I need like a set answer and I need that's the time that's like
I don't need
sitting
that.
in the conversation. Yeah, well then just like roll with it.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, I feel like the years of rostering for me, I thought were over, but fuck me, I'm going to be signing up next week.
I caught up with my ex recently. And so I didn't mean to. It kind of just happened in some degree. But before catching up with him, I was talking to a girlfriend and I feel like when I caught up with him, I was definitely over him. Like I just looked at him and I was like, you've actually given me the ick now. Like it's done. And I was actually so proud of myself though because...
Did he stay over?
He did and I got what I wanted and he left. Thanks. Like, see you next.
Oh my gosh. You're like, you gave me the ick, but I'm still going to have sex with you. So is this an ick list or a dick list?
I should write a dick list. I really should. No, we don't do body count.
No.
Yuck. But if you write, I really encourage, if you want to get over an ex, to write an ick list because I think get really petty with it. Like get really petty with it. Like,
but you know what? You're writing your ick list and you're still getting with the ex. Girl, it ain't working.
No, because this is it. I'm done.
Are you sure? Come on.
No, I swear. I promise you. I promise you.
Well, what is the ick list? Can you tell us the ick list?
Okay. No. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
It's pretty savage. And I think if he like listens to this episode, I'm like, good.
I don't know if he would have listened, because I feel like if he listened to the recent podcast episodes that we recorded, he wouldn't have been at your house.
He wouldn't have come over.
No way. Because he knows you hate the dog.
Okay, first thing, ick list, untrained dog.
Oh, yep. Yeah.
Dog shitting on my carpet.
Yes.
Dog chewing my dog's toys and ruining them.
Oh, my life. Brooke Blurton, like...
We'll just and then lay in it.
Oh, my God. Did she just say what I thought you said?
Receding hairline.
Yeah. Yes.
Once picked his nose and ate it, and I saw it.
No, he didn't. No, he did not do that. He picked his nose and ate it.
Okay, doesn't wash his hands after going to the toilet.
That's feral.
Stingy.
Stingy.
Once wore Star Wars jocks.
No.
Wears jocks with holes in them.
Oh, gosh. No.
Dirty socks.
Nah, this guy. Is this just from this fella?
Didn't have a six-pack.
Oh, nah. See, now you're just getting fucking mean.
Always said like all the time. Way worse than I do. Way worse than you do. Like all the time.
I always say that.
And super lazy in the mornings. Like didn't want to get up.
Wow, you've really gone to town on this fella. Yeah, now you've definitely broken his ego. Let me tell you that. Like and holes in your jocks. How do you get holes in your jocks? Like I
remember him telling me that his mum had dropped like socks and jocks over to his house. And I was like,
yeah, okay. Well, look, we're very glad that you've exited the situationship.
But doesn't that just turn a new page? Like at the same time, you're like, wow, this actually really helped. Just write an ick list, and I swear, like, be as petty as possible.
An ick that I have is when someone eats a pie and it spills on them. You know, and they're like, and then like it drops on them. Yeah.
I do that if I'm driving by myself and I'm on a road trip.
But then you just dust the crumbs to the ground.
No, I get out and I flick my dress or skirt, whatever I'm wearing. All right, that's all we have time for today. But thank you so much for listening to Not So PG. And if you love us, leave a 5-star rating and a little review.
Yes, we'd love a review. But if you want to tell us something directly, follow us on socials and slide into the DMs. Brooke's handle is @Brooke.Blurton. Mine is @It'sMattyMills. And you can follow all the Nova Podcast action over at Nova Podcast Official. All right, bye.
Bye.